Hello, all. Welcome to Holding Space Sunday. I hope that you have had a week that was able to, transmute some of those heavier, intense energies and starting to focus on getting a little bit of rest in there, a little bit of focus about where we're headed. Um, today's today's meditation, first of all, focuses on. It is written for the moon, the full moon coming up on Wednesday. So, and that's in Libra. Um, so it's specifically written just because really getting the nudge, you got to listen to those spiritual messages coming in. Just to kind of say that, we're heading into that eclipse corridor now. And those energies are already starting to be felt. So it's, the focus of this moon is kind of like keeping us on uh, our game about making sure we're still doing a lot of good self-care and putting up our boundaries. Again, those are energetic boundaries. This isn't necessarily something, you put up that you won't, do. This is more of an energetic boundary because there's just so much going on outside that we just want to make sure we're allowing the light to come in um, and not absorbing all the lower energies at this time because we don't need them moving forward. Um, that being said, like there definitely is more light coming in for this month. We just moved into April, so we'll see what the cards say for the day to day when we get to the read on Monday. But it looks like, we're just kind of in this process of making sure we've let go of all those areas that, things that aren't serving us, that aren't for our highest good. So making sure you've definitely done the work around that. And that there is like as this light comes in, it, what it's doing to the darker, lower energy is shining the light upon it, right? So we're seeing things as they really are instead of like this made up sort of story that we've been, um, well, it's propaganda, right? It's like, it's pure straight up. We've been sold a story that we believe. So as those things start to come up, the dark also doesn't like when you shine the light on it. It kicks up a stink. So that's sort of what we mean by that boundary is that we're just letting, we're letting the light in, we're letting the things that are going to benefit us moving forward, but we're not, like we're not subject to those lower energies trying to trip us up. So, and then also at the same time, it's about, you know, full moons are always about release, right? So anything that is within our physical, mental, spiritual body or soul that isn't serving us, whether that's a belief system or actual physical pain. So we're going to work with that in the meditation to kind of dissolve it. So what I would really suggest, and the reason, the full moon's not till Wednesday, and so it's holding space Sundays. So the reason I have added it on to this for you to do is it might be something good to do every day. I didn't want to make the meditation too long, so what I ended up doing is just there's a section of it where we're releasing things. So if you feel like there might be more than one thing, you might want to do this meditation for the next 5, 6 days. Um, so it's not particular to the moon. It's particular to full moons and that whole concept of release. So yeah, I think it's just a good one to kind of, uh, you know, we're kind of like we're in this corridor heading towards the eclipse, and the idea around it is, to just put ourselves in the best uh, state of being that we can be, so that we're fortified. We are not feeling unsure, but we don't really know how all this energy is going to play out. Um, but yeah, the one thing I did want to say, and I'll link it, I'm going to try to remember to link it below, but it's always so funny when you start to do readings and then you're also watching other YouTube channels that do readings as well. And it's always kind of comforting when you get, it sounds egotistical, but it's like you get confirmation through listening to other readers that we're on the same wavelength and we're picking up the same things. So I think I've done a pretty good job of explaining boundaries, but if you want to explore that a little bit more, go watch Lee Harris's energy update for this month. It's really good and really focuses around that. So it's kind of neat to see, us in this community where we are tapping into the same consciousness or same information, right? Because I've been talking to you guys about boundaries for a couple weeks now, for sure. It's come up in the cards. So it's just, that's our spirit team behind us, disseminating the news through us and saying, hey, okay, like this is the period we're heading into. The best way for the human to get through this is XYZ. So yeah, like if more than one of us are saying it, I think it's really important just that we kind of listen to it a little bit. um, anyway, okay, so that's my little 2 cents on that. Oh yeah, in addition to the moon, we have uh, Chiron. We talked a little bit about this, conjunct the sun. So I'm just going to run through what that means. So Chiron, as we know, is the wounded healer. It's considered the wounded healer. And this again is like, it is getting into these boundaries. They're all energetic that we need to put up. This isn't about, again, it's not like, I won't do this, I won't do that. It's a little bit of that, but it seems like the big key piece of it, though, is that it is a path to healing. And it actually comes up that this whole week is sort of the path to healing, and that's the path to the eclipse doorway. So, yeah, so just getting things right. Like the big one that keeps coming up is judgment, but it's judgment around, of others always, um, but more about like ourselves, like how we're just, being so judgmental towards ourselves. And that's not, it's not serving us, it's not helping. So it's kind of recognizing that, like, these wounds that we have, and again, we're not talking physical wounds, even though you may have physical things going on in your body that, you can use this energy to help heal those. And that's part of the thing too, is activating our self-healing abilities. And that's just pure meditation and pure intention, right? But it's about forgiving ourselves, and it's really centered around freeing ourselves from judgment. So that act of like comparing ourselves to others, or I'm not good enough, like all of that stuff, we've really got to like allow to just clear it and heal it. I saw like one quote that said, it's like, stop, this isn't the healing where we're trying to fix everything. That's like a big X beside it. It's about, again, and we come back to this word that's come up again in a couple of times through the week, is allowing, right? Allowing that energy to flow in, to heal, to be on the path of healing, and then to take the lessons from those wounds, and know that, there's a part in the meditation that focuses on thanking these pieces that are no longer serving us for their lesson. And when you do the meditation, it's like it may come up to you, and and you're not sure what that wound is, or what that wound is. But again, when we do these meditations, it's going into the intention of it. So we don't have to do this deep investigative analysis of what that core wound is. I do, in a 7-minute meditation, I wasn't going to be able to cover that. That's not to say don't investigate it, don't do the work. It's just this is sort of the easy way of like, let's let this stuff go. If you feel like you still need to do the work around it, then absolutely, use your tools, doing um, meditation, journaling, that kind of thing, or seek out assistance from professional help, like whether that's counseling or energy work, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it just feels like we're just on the path of making sure that we're in our best form so that as these energies and they keep continuing to come in, like, you know, it, I've covered this before too because people say like, when is this going to end? And I'm like, well, it's not. Like we're on a path. We got a thing to do. So anyway, all right, I don't really have an overall theme for Holding Space Sunday. It's just really getting us prepared energetically. So that's what we'll focus the cards on is what do we need to do to prepare energetically? Like what is this time period all about? Okay, yeah, we got the Magician. So that which I create in the world returns to me. Yeah, so be the change, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. And also like the Magician too is it's like embrace the powers that we have. We have these amazing abilities that have been, suppressed from us. So, yes, we're just learning them and learning how they work and how to utilize them. But the big thing too is like, and I've talked to a few people this week, and it's also having faith in yourself. I think that's where this judgment piece comes in, and we can really work on that. It's that judgment of who am I to be able to do this stuff? I can't do this stuff. Uh, yeah, it's really I mean, it is the human condition because we've been conditioned to believe that we are just meek and small, and but then again, the saying, the meek shall inherit the earth, right? And we are about like that's where we're headed. So we need to know that all of our abilities are they are there. We just are waking up to them now, and our job is to really learn how to utilize them. So yeah, give yourself some credit. You do know what you're doing, even if you think you don't. And that the other thing though too is, and I had a conversation with a friend, is you kind of have to try. It's like when you're trying to heal something like in your physical body, sometimes you have to try different things. Like a massage might work one time and acupuncture doesn't work for this, or like you get good results out of three things. It's no different with our intuition. So if you're searching out like a modality or a way to like utilize your gifts, if it doesn't work the first time, if you're drawing cards and it's just like not resonating with you, try something else. Look at sound healing. There's so many different ways, like, and we still have to remember we're very different as human beings, right? So I connect on a really energetic level that I can't even explain to people how it works for me. I just know things, right? It's called their cognizance, but to explain that to people is just like I just know. I don't see things in my mind's eye. I'll sometimes get impressions of images, but everybody's like abilities are different, and so it's just learning to recognize them and then how you utilize them, how you tune into them. And sometimes, yeah, like, cards work for me. But like other people are just like, they flip them over and they're just like, there's nothing, right? They're just like, I don't get this at all. But you might be able to do deep meditations to like sound frequency and that works for you. So explore it all, like and if one thing doesn't work, try something else. All right. So I'm just going to use the portal cards for the rest of the year, probably. So we got the Halls of a Mentee Initiation, which we've had before. So the overall point of this kind of next couple days in the moon and what we're going to do tonight is secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. Initiations are like, they're kind of no different than a learning pattern thing, right? So, um, yeah, like when we talk about initiation, it's like, in the energy world, it's like, it's that word can be anything from like attunement to, uh, yeah, it's just, we're being initiated into this energetic field and how to use it. So it's just lessons are coming up. It's really just saying like these gifts are starting to present themselves to us. If you're still struggling figuring out yours, that's not a bad thing because this is the learning process right now. Like we are in a new phase of learning. Um, Even I've like the energy is different about how I read it and some of the things and the way they come to me now. So I've definitely noticed that. It's tricky though. Like I said, it's kind of difficult to explain. It doesn't make a ton of sense. Um, yeah. So we'll just go with that for this week, and um, it's just about us doing our work and keep tuning in. And it's funny because we just got the specialization card. This is my like card that when it comes up, it's like it's actually she's in her Merkaba too. You can see yeah the energy of it. So it's yeah it is. It's they're just letting us know like these things are coming online. Um, it is being done really nicely though, like again, like with this incremental kind of feel. So it's not overwhelming us. So yeah, just, make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's and just understand and we're in a class right now. We're in a process of learning. Um, yeah, it just keeps coming to mind like that initiation phase is like, it's the different kind of learning, right? It's not like we're going to go do a lesson and take a test and then that determines what we do. It's back to kind of the old ways or how you would be if you were studying under a wizard or anything like that. Um, you would be apprenticing, right? This is kind of we're in the apprenticeship stage of things. So, and all our gurus and, we're getting our lessons from all over the place. Um, but we're also getting our initiations from that as well, right? So like, yeah, like if I was testing an initiate into an order of like wizards, I keep using, I know that's so funny. I'm just thinking about that silly Disney movie with the apprentice, the sorcerer's apprentice, that one. Anyway, so yeah, we're just in our apprenticeship right now, but the way that you learn or get tested by the master is usually with an initiation process. So that's just sort of the general feeling of how I see this going on. So I'm just trying to think if we're going to do any more cards or if we should just get right into the meditation. I feel like I don't know why this wants a longer read, but we'll just give it a longer read. So I'm going to do one of each of these cards and then just for any advice um, and to let us know what's going on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to prepare um, a meditation of like a Merkaba activation. So we will, I'll try to work on that. Life is still pretty busy with all its normal day-to-day happenings. Okay, So we also got dolphin, which again is like all about cosmic consciousness, sacred geometry. That's the Merkaba. Um, and dolphins just in general are highly intuitive. Like, so we're just being pointed out that, like, hey, this is happening. You're not crazy. Like, maybe you did see your Uncle Jim in a dream last night. And anyway, so we also got great big love. That's, I think, a good thing for us to just keep throughout these next couple days and this week is keep going back to the heart, keep expanding from the heart. And in fact, the meditation does a little bit of heart expansion too. So we also got outrageous openness. Dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plans. You know what is needed, and I am open to receive. This is part of the theme is like it's about flow and it's about, again, just acting from the heart, right? And doing any healing we need to do so that we can be in the flow and then allow harmony and love to grow, right? We also got courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. So again, we're being shown these gifts and things, and it's kind of this thing. It's like we're holding ourselves back a little bit. So don't be afraid to take the steps forward. And again, like I said, this is happening lovely in an incremental phrase. So we can just like baby step it. So as one thing opens, just take the step forward. And trust, right? Trust is the big one. But having that courage, right? And being open, right? This is what that's about. It's like um, a lot of the times we're blocking this stuff because we're like, no, I can't do it. We block it with our judgment of ourselves. So that seems to be the theme for this holding space is freeing ourselves from judgment and activating our healing abilities um, and initiating into these new treasures that we have. Um, but always, 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 guys, if you're really struggling, always return to the heart. Keep working on that heart energy, increasing it. Um, yeah. All right. So that is the read for holding space. And meditation will follow. And like I said, I do think it's a really good idea. The reason I attach this, even though it's really full moon orientated for Wednesday, um, is that it's really, and I will attach it again to the full moon read uh, when I do that for Wednesday. But you could do this a couple times because I think there's only like one opportunity where we identify sort of a restriction in the body, mind, or soul. And so you might do that meditation and find one, but know that there's a few others you want to release. So I would encourage you, yeah, do it as often as you want. And I'll put it separately there is a playlist on my YouTube channel here of just all the meditations. So it will be titled as the full moon in Libra meditation, but yeah, you can watch it anytime. I'll keep it separate so that you can do that. Okay, have a really good Sunday night here, and you know what? Honestly, it feels like just kind of just peacefully and easily e- inviting ease into our life and letting it flow, allowing, right? Harmony to grow. That's kind of the end of the meditation. Have a good one. I will be back tomorrow with the read, and then I will post the read and the meditation for the full moon on Wednesday. And that, I believe, is it for the week, but I could be forgetting something, so there might be another video, or we'll just see you again next Sunday for Holding Space Sunday. Take care of yourselves, and I love you. Beginning as we always do, finding yourself in a comfortable position, beginning to slow your breath, closing your eyes, and then breathing in through the nose and out through your mouth 3 times. In this meditation, we are focusing on our healing and the release of anything that is not serving our highest good. Breathe and rest. Full moons are a time to clear and cleanse our energy, a time to willingly release anything or any restriction that may be blocking our progress along our spiritual path. Breathe and rest. This full moon is in the sign of Libra, and the focus is the healing of our relationships, to bring love back into balance. It is also to balance the dark and light energies around us, creating our boundaries to allow in light, even as this light is illuminating those dark shadow areas of our lives and the collectives. During this moon, we also have Chiron conjuncting the sun. This is a time to forgive, healing our relationships, and most importantly, the relationship with ourselves. To move out of the practice of judgment towards ourselves and towards others. It is a time to free yourself from judgment. Breathe and release. This moon assists us on a path of healing. Rather than trying to fix things, just to allow them. Bring ease into your heart. Trust the flow and allowing harmony to grow. Breathe and rest. Here we focus upon our body. Take in a deep breath, and as you exhale, allow the body to quiet. Allow the nerves to calm themselves. This quiet is important for us to be able to truly listen to our body and our soul. Breathe and rest. Sitting here in the silence, in the connection with your body and soul, take another deep breath in. As you exhale, notice any space you feel a restriction. It may be a very physical block that you feel. It may stir up an image or an emotion, or it may be just felt as a block within your soul energy. Keeping your focus upon this area, once again, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Continuing now to focus upon this restriction, we'll use our intentions to willingly release this block so that we are able to return to the flow of ease, grace, and love. We do not need to analyze or know the nature of this block, but just that we are confident that it must be released. It is time for a willing release of all that no longer serves us. Breathe and release. Repeat these words silently to yourself or just allow my words to resonate through you. I see this restriction within my body, mind, or soul. I thank you for your lesson in being here within my body, a lesson that my consciousness has become aware of, and I know this lesson has been integrated within me. I love you for your presence, but now I lovingly ask to release you and release this restriction from my being. I release, I release, I release. And it is so, and so it is. Breathe and rest. Now feel the ease and the grace within the field of your body, mind, and soul. Feel the full moon energy charging up your field. We now allow an energetic field to grow from our heart center until it surrounds our whole self. Breathe and bask within this energy. This moon has assisted us in building an energetic boundary around us. This boundary allows for all the incoming light to enter our field. The light of love, an energy that fortifies and strengthens our body, mind, and soul. Breathe and receive. Sitting here now, we will sit in silence, basking in the light and the energy of the full moon, allowing everything to integrate within our body. Breathe and rest and be at peace in the silence. And again here now, taking in a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you exhale, beginning to bring your energy back into your space of meditation, into your body. Continuing to breathe softly and slowly. Feeling your energy fortified and strong at heart center. Basking in this light of love. Making sure your feet feel connected and you feel safe and secure and grounded at root chakra. Knowing that you have fortified your field all around you. And that you remain connected at all times through crown chakra to source energy. This connection allows us to keep the feeling of love and bliss to take with us forward into our lives and our day-to-day. Now taking in one nice last big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Putting a smile upon your face. And then when you are ready, you may open your eyes.